In my last life, I sprinted across a crosswalk. An old man just 15 feet behind me tripped because he couldn't keep up. But the unreasonable old man blamed me for it. He insisted I ran too fast and scared him into falling. Because of his scam, I lost my job. My family also fell apart. In the end, his mentally disabled son brutally stabbed me to death. After being reborn, I found him beside me, staring coldly at me. He was also waiting to cross. The light turned green, and I immediately dropped and started convulsing. Foam kept pouring from my mouth. The old man froze. His eyes widened as he shouted, "Why'd you fall? This has nothing to do with me." I deliberately convulsed even harder. Terrified, he backed away several more steps. Several bystanders quickly gathered around. One of them was about to call the police. Just then, I suddenly came to and started gasping for air. I told them I was fine and not to call anyone. After checking on me, the bystanders gradually left. I dusted myself off and slowly stood up. But unexpectedly, the old man approached me again. He looked me up and down, then followed behind me again. Apparently, he still hadn't given up on scamming me. The crosswalk light turned green again, but I didn't move. The old man glanced at the light and reminded me, "Why aren't you going?" Instead, I started marching in place. I even shouted a marching cadence. Left, right, 1, 2, 3, 4. The old man questioned me in confusion. "It'll turn red if you don't go." But no matter what he said, I refused to take a single step. The tragedy of my last life was burned into my memory. After his mentally disabled son stabbed me, my consciousness lingered. Only then did I learn he targeted me as an easy mark. My parents had respectable jobs. I also had a secure, highly envied career. That was why he dared to throw tantrums without restraint. I had nowhere to appeal and feared involving my family, so I repeatedly paid him off to keep the peace. But his greed only grew. He'd drop to the ground, clutch his chest, and scam me again. Eventually, he drained all my savings. He even cost me my job while forcing me to sign an IOU. Worse, he caused scenes at my parents' workplaces. He completely humiliated them. Their health declined, forcing them into early retirement. They had no choice but to move away. When we ran out of money, he ordered his disabled son to stab me. As his son stabbed me repeatedly, he cried and screamed, "That's for stealing my teddy bear! That's for stealing it!" Pulled back from my memories, I kept marching in place. My mind raced as I tried to figure out how to escape. From my past life, I knew the intersection camera was rain damaged. There had also been a power walking group who witnessed everything. They saw me running when he fell, leaving me unable to defend myself. Seeing me stand still, the old man waited through the red light with me. The light turned green again. I pulled out my phone and pretended to scroll, but I secretly started recording, just in case. The old man stared at me while I pretended not to notice. I kept waiting. Finally, I heard the power walking group approaching. They soon gathered behind me, also waiting to cross. Their blasting old-school music was deafening. I slowly slipped into the middle of their group. The old man frowned as he watched my every move. The light changed, and their leader shouted a loud cadence. Dozens of walkers began crossing in a massive formation. I marched strongly and blended perfectly into the group. Seeing his chance slipping away, the old man threw himself down. He shouted, "Don't leave! You made me fall!" But his voice was instantly drowned out by the deafening music. We all reached the other side safely, and nobody acknowledged him. He jumped up and rushed across the street after us. Just as the light changed, an old unlicensed tricycle hit him. The tricycle rolled directly over him. His screams were once again drowned out by the music. I secretly glanced back. The old man was tightly grabbing the woman who'd hit him. She was built like a tank with arms thicker than his legs. She shook him off and repeatedly smacked the back of his head. From her lips, it looked like she was complimenting his handsome face. I slipped away from the group and hurried home. Once home, I called my agent, canceled my lease, and found another place. Now that he'd targeted me, I couldn't just wait to be destroyed. After all, someone matching his ideal victim profile was hard to find. He definitely wouldn't give up easily. This time, I'd fight back and make him pay dearly. I rented a new apartment near my office. The next morning, I spotted him wandering near my workplace. I quickly put on sunglasses, a sun jacket, and a hat. Then I casually walked right past him. Amazingly, he didn't recognize me. Until quitting time, I secretly watched from a high-rise window. He stayed in the business district, sometimes sitting, sometimes pacing. He was like a parasite I couldn't shake off. After work, I deliberately stayed late. My coworker, Liu Qian, called me. "Chenze, your uncle is downstairs looking for you. Your phone isn't disconnected. He said he couldn't reach you." I pretended to sound surprised. "Really? My reception has been pretty bad lately." "Don't worry about it, I'll go meet him." The old man had even investigated my full name. If I went down and he dragged me to the ground, I'd be doomed again. So I secretly escaped through the underground parking garage. From a distance, I saw him still watching the building. So I ordered an insanely spicy bowl of snail noodles. I set the delivery address as my office entrance and added a note. "Call out for Chenzi downstairs, someone will pick it up." Then I hid nearby and watched. The old man sat on a bench outside the office. He kept rubbing his stomach, clearly starving. About 15 minutes later, the delivery driver arrived. He loudly called out my name. The old man immediately perked up. He hurried over and told the driver, "Chenzi's order, give it to me." The driver asked suspiciously, "Are you Chenzo?" The old man confidently replied, "I'm his uncle, he ordered it for me." "Hand it over, you can't afford it if I get sick from hunger." The driver called me, but I deliberately ignored it. Then I messaged him to leave the food downstairs. The driver left it by the entrance and quickly walked away. Seeing the driver hurry off, the old man instinctively started dropping to the ground. but he quickly got back up, spat, and muttered, "No point scamming a delivery guy." Then he grabbed my noodles and started eating. He cursed under his breath. "Little punk won't come downstairs, then starve." He shoveled in the noodles, hissing from the intense heat. But he refused to drink water and kept eating. I watched him finish before heading home, satisfied. I'd only tried those insanely spicy noodles once before. Afterward, I couldn't use the bathroom for 3 days. My backside hurt so badly I couldn't even sit down. The next day, I was about to ask my boss for time off. But the old man suddenly stormed into the office. He shouted for Chenza to come out. I came all the way from home. Why is he hiding from me? He even ordered food to hurt me. If he doesn't explain himself, I'm not leaving. The receptionist had no choice but to call me. I claimed I didn't know him and told her to call the police. While we waited, my boss happened to walk by. The old man quickly wrapped himself around my boss's leg. He smeared tears and mucus all over him. My boss was disgusted but didn't dare hit him in public. After hearing the situation, my boss ordered me downstairs. He threatened to fire me if this affected the company. With no other option, I went downstairs. I led the old man to a monitored corner of the lobby and asked, "Sir, do I know you?" The old man scoffed. "So you finally came down? You made that tricycle run me over at the intersection. Then you disappeared without a trace. Yesterday's spicy food left me constipated until now. So tell me, how will you compensate me?" I pretended to be shocked. "So that's where my food went. I thought a stray dog took it." "You stole and ate it? Why'd you steal my delivery?" After I turned it around on him, everyone in the lobby stared. The old man glared and said, "Forget the food, what about me getting run over?" I pressed him. "Where did you get run over?" "At the intersection by a tricycle." "Who was riding it?" "Some old woman." "What brand was the tricycle?" The old man finally snapped, "What does the brand have to do with you?" I spread my hands. "Exactly, she ran you over, so what does that have to do with me?" The old man panted angrily and said, "If you hadn't distracted me, I wouldn't have been hit." "How did I distract you?" "You were walking so fast with that group. Who else could it be?" "So how much do you want?" At the mention of money, his eyes lit up. "I don't feel well. Give me $5,000 for a hospital checkup." I turned to my watching coworkers. Dozens of people were walking just as fast as me. "Why target only me? Are you trying to scam me?" "Don't leave. $5,000 is enough for criminal charges." Then I pulled out my phone to call the police. The old man snatched it and smashed it on the floor. Calmly, I pulled out the phone receipt I'd prepared. I said coolly, "Add another $6,000. You'll be locked up for a while." Only then did he realize I'd come prepared. He suddenly kicked out his legs, fell, and started convulsing. Security immediately called an ambulance. I also called the police. I explained the entire situation to the officers. They copied all the security footage. The ambulance took him away, but he woke up halfway there. He demanded to get out, so the paramedics finally let him go. But the moment he stepped out, a police car blocked his path. The officers immediately shoved him into the cruiser. I flat out refused to settle. I wanted the old man to sit in jail and think about what he'd done. At the police station, he started throwing another tantrum. He pulled out the same old scammer logic. But the cops weren't buying any of it. A few stern words were enough to shut him down. With no other choice, he started begging me. I reluctantly agreed, but only if he replaced my phone. Plus emotional damages, $10,000 total. It nearly killed him, but he signed the settlement. After the $10,000 hit my account, I heard him mutter, "All the money from my last scam is gone." I just smiled and said nothing. After leaving the station, he kept following me. When I sped up, he sped up. When I slowed down, so did he. I got into a rideshare and he tried to get in too. The driver was a huge bald guy covered in tattoos. I quickly said, "I don't know him. If this is a shared ride, I'm reporting you." The tattooed driver wasn't having that. He kicked the old man out like a little chicken, then dumped him by the road and gave him 2 more kicks. The old man was too scared to make a sound, let alone scam him. After all, the old man knew a thing or two about scamming people. He knew who he could mess with and who he couldn't. That was how I finally shook him off. When I got out, I even left the driver an extra tip. Back home, the more I thought about it, the stranger it felt. He knew my name, which meant he'd looked into me. Sure, names are easy to find in plenty of places. But how did he instantly recognize my boss in the company lobby? This wasn't just good detective work. Someone had to be helping him. In my previous life, I knew where he lived, so I asked around nearby. That's when I learned Old Lou was famous around the neighborhood. He was a professional scammer. Everyone called him the Tantrum King. His entire yearly income came from scamming people. Once, a little girl lightly bumped him with her ride-on toy. He dragged her into a corner, then had his mentally disabled son watch her. While he negotiated with the girl's parents, his son drooled and laughed stupidly, scaring the little girl into hysterical tears. When her parents arrived, they immediately beat up his son. So the old man threw tantrums outside their home for a whole month. They didn't dare hit him, afraid he'd demand even more money. In the end, he got greedy and demanded their entire house. When they refused, he camped outside their door, screaming abuse. Most of it was aimed at their little girl. Because of him, the young girl became quiet and withdrawn. She even developed psychological problems and had to delay starting elementary school for a year. With no other choice, the family sold their house cheap and fled. That incident made the old man famous. Another time, he targeted a girl about to take her college entrance exam. While she was biking home, he suddenly darted into her path, then threw himself onto her. She screamed in fear while he lay on the ground groaning. "My leg is broken." Her parents offered to take him to the hospital, but he only wanted cash. When they tried to check the security footage, He brought his huge, mentally disabled son to block their front door. With the exam approaching, her parents paid him to protect their daughter. He stayed quiet for a few days, then returned on exam day. He blocked their door and refused to let the girl leave. Her parents tried negotiating, then decided to call the police. He threatened to have his son follow her around so she couldn't take the exam. That day, the old man squeezed even more money out of them. The next morning, he returned, but the family had moved into a hotel. He wouldn't give up and went to block the exam center. He shouted disgusting insults at the girl. She did poorly, failed the exam, and developed severe depression. She dropped out for over a year, but the old man still came back demanding more money. The girl's father finally snapped. He chased the old man down the street with a stick. The old man hid in the police station for 2 days. The family eventually sold their house, moved away, and vanished. This time, old Liu failed to scam me out of a single cent. Instead, he ended up paying me 10 grand. Knowing his personality, there was no way he'd let this go. So I prepared a few things and waited for him to show up. Sure enough, 3 days later, he appeared outside my new apartment complex. I was confused. Did he have psychic powers? How did he find me? He wandered around the entrance. When he spotted me from afar, he sneered and kept walking around. I knew something was wrong, so I circled around to the back entrance, then took the elevator up from the underground garage. The old man kept searching all over the complex. He looked everywhere but never found me. He still had no idea where I'd gone. I looked down from an upstairs window. The old man angrily crushed the water bottle in his hand. Just then, a few kids walked by, playing with water guns. The moment he saw them, he dropped to the ground. Then he started scamming their parents. A crowd quickly gathered downstairs. The old man refused to get off the ground. He even pointed at the kids and cursed them out. The kids were all scared to tears. I had no idea how they settled it in the end, but the old man walked away looking satisfied. He even stuffed a thick wad of cash into his pocket. He probably scammed it from them. After all, kids are every parent's weak spot. Most people would rather pay him off and avoid trouble. They were afraid he might target their kids when no adults were around. I watched from upstairs and gave a cold laugh. I thought he wasn't afraid of pain or getting run over, but I wondered if he'd be afraid of what I had planned. The next day at work, everything was quiet. The old man didn't dare come cause trouble at my company again. My boss called me into his office. He told me the next promotion would be decided soon. I had a great shot at it, and my salary would almost double. That put me in a great mood. After work, sure enough, the old man was waiting for me at the entrance to my complex. I deliberately walked right past him. He followed several feet behind me. I could feel his hateful eyes staring me up and down. I turned on the body camera clipped to my collar. Then I called a friend and started chatting. I talked on the phone while picking up my pace. The old man struggled to keep up. Less than 15 minutes later, he was already out of breath. After all, I held my college's race-walking record. I deliberately stayed on roads covered by security cameras. The old man's steps grew heavier and heavier. Sometimes he even had to jog a few steps. Several times he deliberately fell and shouted after me. Each time I stopped, pointed at the nearest camera, and said nothing. Every time he climbed back to his feet. I started speed walking again, so he had no choice but to follow. He kept checking for any stretch of road without cameras. But this complex had excellent security coverage. There wasn't a single blind spot. Without a guaranteed win, Mr. Liu would never make a move, so he followed me around the complex twice. By then, Mr. Liu couldn't keep going. He rushed forward and blocked my path. Panting heavily, he said, "Kid, what the hell are you trying to do?" I pretended to be confused and asked, "What's wrong, old man? Can't handle it? You're not even 60 and you're already wiped out? Admit you can't outrun me and I'll slow down." Gasping for air, he snapped, "Who the hell is racing you?" I raised my phone and spoke to the screen. "Guys, this old man won't admit he lost. What should I do?" Looks like today's race against the old man ends here. Thanks to one old dog for the rocket donation. When the old man heard that, he nearly jumped. "You've been live streaming this whole time? I have a bad heart. You're gonna pay for this." I immediately turned the camera toward him. "Guys, look. You didn't come for nothing. A live insurance scam like this is once in a lifetime." The old man started to lie down, then instantly scrambled back up. That move had completely blown his scamming budget. "You're done following me, right? Then I'm going home." Hearing that, he took 2 deep breaths and followed me again. I walked another lap around the complex. "Didn't you say you were going home?" I turned around and wow, you're still following me. You seemed so enthusiastic, I figured we'd do another lap. "You?" The old man was too furious to speak. "You coming or not? If not, I'm going home." The old man glared at me. I turned and entered a building, then started climbing the stairs. When he saw that, he shouted, "Why aren't you taking the elevator?" Without looking back, I said, "It's only a few floors, why take the elevator?" He had no choice but to grab the railing and follow me up 2 floors, then 2 more floors and another 2. Even after he collapsed on the ground, I kept climbing. Barely able to speak, he said, "Kid, are you messing with me?" I mocked him. "What's wrong, old man? Not even 60 and you're already wiped out? We're only on the 18th floor. You look exhausted, let's take the elevator." Hearing that, he struggled to his feet and followed me inside. "Kid, you should have done this from the start. You're a grown man. Are you really scared I'll find out where you live?" Smiling, I pressed the button for the first floor. You live on the first floor?" "I don't live on the first floor." "Then why are you going there?" I casually replied, "Oh, I forgot to tell you I don't live in this building." The old man trembled with rage. He gripped the elevator rail to keep himself from falling. I grinned as I watched him. When the doors opened, I slowly walked out. I even made sure he could keep up. His eyes were bloodshot as he gasped for air. I headed toward the next building, but he stopped following. Maybe he'd finally realized how precious life was. He stopped following me and refused to climb any more stairs. I casually strolled around the complex. Then I turned around and reminded him, "Old man, if you're not coming, I'm really going home." The old man got some of his strength back. He spat on the ground and said arrogantly, "I'm going all in. If you won't go home, I'll stay here all night. Let's see who gives up first. I'm old anyway, I can't sleep at night." Seeing him pull out his ultimate move, I stopped holding back. "I'm hungry, sir. Why don't we grab a bite together?" He didn't hesitate. "Fine, I'm hungry too." I sat on a roadside rock and pulled a can from my backpack. The second I opened it, the old man jumped to his feet. "What is that? Did it come out of an exploded toilet?" I gave him a disdainful look. "Sir, this is Korean canned fermented skate. I had a friend bring it back because I knew you'd love it." He covered his nose and kept gagging. I kept explaining. "Skate is a lot like you, full of personality. It has no bladder and excretes waste through its skin. Once fermented, it becomes a rare delicacy. If you ate something from a toilet, people would call you disgusting. But eat this, and everyone will praise you for having refined taste. Come on, sir, take a bite and savor it." The old man gagged loudly and puked everywhere. "I'll kill you." He swung at me, but vomiting had drained all his strength. His slap felt more like a tickle. I dropped to the ground and covered my face. Then I shouted toward the security camera, "He hit me! Save the footage and call the cops!" He nearly knocked my brains out. The old man panicked and tried to run. Before he made it 30 feet, patrol guards blocked him. After his last scam, he'd already been blacklisted by security. Sure enough, it was him again. The security chief brought out his secret weapon, the strongest cleaning lady in the complex. She was the one person he wouldn't dare scam. They took him to a corner with no cameras. The cleaning lady started slapping him across the face. She cursed him out without repeating a single line. "You shameless old bastard. What kind of chicken slept with a duck to produce you? Your mouth reeks. Were your kids born without buttholes? Do you suck sewage out of them every day?" Only after she was done did security call the cops. They also copied the footage for the officers. The old man spent several more days in custody. They asked whether I'd settle. I said everything was negotiable if he showed enough sincerity. So he paid me another 3,000 won. I privately donated the money to the security team. I told the chief to treat his guys to a nice meal. The security chief immediately said, "As long as you live here, I've got your back." After losing twice, the old man laid low for several days. Meanwhile, I contacted a classmate who worked as a movie extra. I asked him to play a role for me. The moment he heard my plan, he got excited. "I love acting out scenes like this. I haven't acted in 6 months. I'm going crazy." Later, I spotted the old man outside my complex again. I walked straight up to him. He stepped back and eyed me cautiously. "You're good, kid. I'm done messing with you." He was admitting defeat? I couldn't allow that. I waved my hand and spoke to him sincerely. "Sir, we never really had an unforgivable grudge. You've already paid me over 10 grand, so we're even." While we talked, my classmate pulled up in an Audi A6. He stopped right in front of us. "Chenza, it really is you." Wearing sunglasses, he rolled down the window and greeted me. I happily started catching up with him. He said he now owned a media company and made decent money. I asked how his parents were doing. He said they were doing great. Their school had even rehired them as teachers. I asked what his company did. He said they sold products on live streams. I asked worriedly, "Live stream scandals happen all the time, be careful. Don't give anyone something to use against you." He replied anxiously, "Exactly. I'm afraid someone will target me. I've got loans to repay." The old man had been eavesdropping the entire time. His cloudy old eyes instantly lit up. This guy was an upgraded target, a wealthy mark who was easy to scam. I asked for his company address and said I'd visit sometime. After hearing it, the old man secretly photographed the plate and left. My classmate and I exchanged looks and gave each other a thumbs up. Sure enough, the old man vanished from sight. Within a week, my classmate saw him at the fake address I'd provided. The place wasn't completely fake. It really was a media company. It was another business owned by my boss. The old man staked it out until my classmate's A6 appeared. In a flash, he jumped in front of the car and dropped to the ground. The old man sprawled across the hood of the parked car. "How do you drive? Trying to get yourself killed?" "Ow, I'm dying here!" My classmate rushed over to help him down, but the old man wouldn't let him touch him. "Just name your price. What'll make this go away? I make millions every minute. I don't have time for this." The old man's eyes lit up even more. He held up one finger. 10 grand? 100 grand? The old man put on a serious face. "Wrong. Each steel plate in my back costs $500,000. You just shattered several of them. You think 100 grand will cover that?" Hongzhu stayed calm and rubbed his chin. Just then his phone rang. "What? Our top influencer slept with a 60-year-old man? And it's all over the news? Bury it. Money doesn't matter. You've got 1 hour. Get every story taken down." The old man's eyes nearly popped out. His wife had run off after having their disabled son. He'd been single for over a decade. The old man cleared his throat. "Forget the money. Give me a job here." My classmate said awkwardly, "Sir, I'd rather just pay you. You working here would hurt our image. Say no and I'll live stream myself hanging here every day. Let's see how you like making the news. I won't ask for much. Just 15 grand a month." With no other choice, my classmate reluctantly agreed. The old man left thrilled and promised to start tomorrow. He went to the market and bought himself a suit. He paired it with a bright red tie. Then he bought the cheapest dress shoes he could find, and a pair of bright red socks. He looked like a man reborn. The next day, security stopped him at the entrance. They checked and found no employee by his name. "Just wait, I'll call your boss right now." The old man called my classmate. My classmate casually told him, "I forgot to mention it. You'll be working from home." The old man wasn't having it. "What am I supposed to do at home? I won't get to meet any influencers there. You'll post comments in our influencers' live streams. Chat with them and keep the stream active. I'll send you the link. It starts at 9. The old man liked that. He could talk to influencers directly, so he locked his disabled son in his room, then sat in the living room watching the stream. The influencer in the link was someone I knew. She was another background actress who couldn't find work. She knew live streaming well and quickly charmed the old man. The more he watched, the more excited he got. Soon he was calling her baby non-stop. I entered the stream using a burner account. Then I sent the streamer a huge virtual rocket. She immediately ignored the old man and started flirting sweetly with me. The old man said several things, but she didn't respond. A few minutes later, he sent a huge rocket too. She happily started chatting with him again. She openly said she had daddy issues and liked classy, mature older men. The old man was overjoyed. Wasn't she describing him? He didn't cook a single meal all day. His starving son started smashing things in his room. Only then did he reluctantly order 2 takeout meals. Then he went right back to chatting with her. He kept disappearing into the bathroom using piles of tissue. By the end of the day, he'd tipped her over $1,000. He thought it was worth it because she'd started talking dirty. Over the next few days, he spent more and couldn't stop. After spending so much, he refused to walk away with nothing. Finally, 2 weeks later, she agreed to meet him. But by then, his savings were almost gone. Before the date, she suddenly hesitated again. She said men over 50 had to pay a $500,000 dowry, and divorced men owed another $500,000. The old man was so stressed he nearly went bald. He'd already given her his entire retirement fund. Where could he possibly find another million? Then, while he was panicking, she disappeared. Only then did he realize he didn't even have her WeChat, let alone her phone number. They'd only communicated through tips and private platform messages. The old man finally realized he might have been scammed. He called the police and they opened a case. They told him to go home and wait for updates. He threw a tantrum and demanded the police reimburse him first. He promised to repay them once they recovered the money. He nearly got arrested again. The old man went home with his tail between his legs. His disabled son had completely trashed the house. With nowhere else to vent, he started beating his son. But halfway through, his son finally snapped. He pinned the old man down and rode him like a horse for an hour. A few days later, police said they'd found the streamer. She'd simply gone home for an arranged date. She was heartbroken that he'd reported her. She claimed they were truly in love, but her sexist parents had tricked her into coming home, then confiscated her phone. They forced her to meet other men, but she refused. She said the man she loved was Mr. Liu. When that failed, her family took all the money in her account. They used it to pay her brother's wedding dowry. Hearing this, the old man rolled his eyes and passed out. In the end, all his money was gone. First, he'd willingly given it to her as an adult. Second, she'd already spent every penny. The old man stayed quiet for several days. Then one morning, he blocked me at the neighborhood gate. The head of security escorted me outside. From several feet away, the old man snarled, "You set me up, didn't you? Just wait. I'll get you for this." I was confused, but I couldn't shake the uneasy feeling. My classmate and I had covered every detail perfectly. So how did he find out? The company had approved my promotion. Nothing could go wrong now. When I got to the office, Liu Qiu made me a cup of coffee. He'd been unusually friendly lately. He kept volunteering to help with my work. I thanked him politely and turned on my computer. Then I suddenly realized I'd left WeChat logged in. My actor friend had sent me a message I hadn't read yet, but there was no red notification badge on the screen. Someone had already opened my messages. I looked up and saw Liu Qiang quickly glance away. "Mr. Liu! Liu Qiang!" I stayed alert and saw Liu Qiang step out to make a call. I secretly followed him outside. "Uncle, I think they're onto me. You need to act now." "Once the promotion is officially announced, it'll be too late. That promotion has to be mine." Suddenly, everything clicked. No wonder that stranger knew my name and my boss. Even after I moved, he still found my new apartment complex. No wonder he said that to me this morning. Liu Qiang was behind all of it. He really was my competition for the promotion. But after HR spoke with me, he seemed to give up. He even started sucking up to me. In my previous life, Liu Qiang was the one who destroyed my family. I pretended nothing had happened. At lunch, I even accepted his invitation to eat together. During lunch, he kept asking for my building and apartment number. He said he wanted to drop off some local specialties. I turned him down several times, but he wouldn't let it go. So I finally told him. Liu Qiang looked satisfied, and a trace of hatred flashed in his eyes. That night, I went downstairs to take out the trash. In the distance, I caught a glimpse of the old man disappearing around a corner. At 2 a.m., loud banging woke me up. I pressed against my door and listened upstairs. The old man was pounding on my upstairs neighbor's door. "You little punk, get out here and give me back the money you stole. Otherwise, I'll keep this whole building awake. I'll post your company's address downstairs. Then everyone can go complain to your boss. As long as your company fires you, I'll stop." A middle-aged man lived upstairs. His family had kicked him out because of his condition, so he lived alone. He was violent, and his mental state was unstable. He'd sometimes walk around the complex and suddenly grab random residents. He'd terrified more kids than anyone could count. I only rented the place below him because it was incredibly cheap. Late at night, I often heard him chopping things upstairs. A few nights ago, a pack of stray dogs started fighting in the complex. The noise kept everyone awake. He went downstairs alone with a club and fought them. Within an hour, he'd killed dozens of them. The whole neighborhood voted to make him move, but it didn't work. After all, he owned the apartment. And now the old man was banging on his door. It was the apartment number I'd given Liu Chang. Oops, guess I accidentally gave him the wrong floor. The old man banged for over 10 minutes, then everything went silent. Then my ceiling started shaking, followed by muffled screams. I put on my noise-canceling headphones and played some sleep music. I slept like a baby. I dreamed about how the old man ruined my family in my previous life. Then I dreamed about the son he manipulated, stabbing me in the stomach over and over. I jolted awake to someone knocking. I checked the time, it was already 4 a.m. 2 police officers were at my door. They asked whether I'd heard anything during the night. I said I hadn't heard a thing. The guy upstairs is unstable. He chops things every night. I sleep with noise-canceling headphones. The officers checked my bedroom, nodded, and left. They told me to contact the station if I remembered anything. I asked what had happened. They only said there'd been an incident upstairs, and someone had been taken away. All the neighbors started gossiping. Someone said they saw paramedics carry a man out on a stretcher. Someone else said the upstairs neighbor had blood on him when police cuffed him, and he was still laughing to himself. A few days later, the police released a statement. The old man had spent several days in the ICU. He was paralyzed from the neck down and could never scam anyone again. The upstairs neighbor was detained and faced years behind bars. At work, Liu Cheng's friendly attitude toward me suddenly disappeared. Every time he looked at me, his hatred was impossible to hide. My promotion was officially announced. The office filled with congratulations, some sincere and some fake. Only Liu Cheng was missing. Apparently, he'd called HR and taken leave. I finally uncovered his background. He was the old man's biological son, but had been raised by relatives. No wonder the old man would do anything for him. Like father, like son. One ran scams and the other ruined lives. A few close co-workers threw a dinner to celebrate my promotion. The party ended around midnight, and I returned to my complex. Suddenly, my phone showed an alert from my video doorbell. I opened the app. The face from my nightmares was pressed against my doorbell camera. A voice beside him was giving him instructions. "Do you remember everything I told you? When he comes back, stab him hard, got it? Just like we practiced at home. That's the man who stole your teddy bear. The more you stab him, the happier he'll be. Once he's happy, he'll give your teddy bear back." I recognized Liu Cheng's voice immediately. I waited downstairs for a long time. When I heard them coming down, I headed toward the back gate. There was a deep drainage ditch there with no security cameras. I walked beside it while making a call and heard footsteps rushing toward me. I pulled out the teddy bear I'd prepared and threw it into the ditch. Oh no, the teddy bear fell in the water. The old man's son came charging at me with a shiny kitchen knife. But suddenly he turned and jumped straight into the ditch. He struggled in the water and screamed, "Don't be scared, Teddy, I'm coming to save you!" I called the police and shouted for help, drawing several passers-by over. The old man's son wasn't recovered until the next day. Yu Qiao had disappeared. I gave the video doorbell footage to the police. Soon, Liu Cheng was arrested at a pesticide store. He had just bought a bottle of paraquat. When questioned, he couldn't explain what it was for. The investigation wrapped up quickly. Liu Cheng was charged with inciting murder. He had also indirectly caused the attacker's death. For planning my murder, he was sentenced to life in prison. Later, I heard he was locked up with my former upstairs neighbor. He got beaten every day just for breathing too loudly. During a visit, the neighbor's family told him Liu Cheng was the old man's son. Of course, I definitely wasn't the one who leaked that. After that, Liu Cheng received even more special treatment. Within months, he completely lost his mind. Later, he suddenly got sick and died. After my promotion, the company transferred me to lead another branch. I immediately set a new company rule. Anyone who played dirty to get promoted would get severance and be shown the